Do you sometimes get stuck trying to figure out a problem in your mind? Or do you sometimes have lots of ideas, but you really struggle to get them off the ground and actually start doing them and making them a reality? If so, then you might have some 5 energy in your soul contract. And I'm today going to tell you what that 5 energy means, the positive of it, the negative on it. And if you stick around, I'm going to tell you the one thing that 5s really, really want to be doing to overcome the challenges of having this energy in their soul contract. So if you don't know me, my name is Antonia and I read soul contracts, and I also help women on their emotional healing journey through programs, sessions and memberships, and little videos like this to help you gain greater levels of self-awareness, trust, confidence and authenticity, and also greater levels of self-compassion, because when we understand ourselves and love ourselves, then life becomes a lot easier. By the way, it's also worth noting that this is my journey, and as I help others on their path, I'm also doing all of this work myself, which is actually my greatest joy, so I'm very lucky. So let's dive into the 5 energy in the soul contract. And if you don't know what your soul contract is, here's a really tiny little rundown. So your soul chose your name, and in that name, the way it sounds, which is a vibration and an energy, there are different numbers or energies that are running through your life. And we categorize these into your karma, which are your challenges, your talents, which is what you're here to do, which is what you're good at, and your goals, which is what you are here to do. And then you have your soul destiny, which wraps it all together. If you want to get your chart, you can just use the link below to download your free chart, and maybe check out my other videos where I talk about lots of other different numbers. So I haven't done a video on the 5 energy before because it's a pretty hard energy to try and share what it really means. I even have this energy. I have a lot of 5 energy in my soul contract sitting in my karma, so I feel this one quite deeply. Yet it is a little hard to describe because the 5 energy is so abstract. It's so light. It's almost like this fairy energy that isn't quite manifest. It's not quite made real. So one of the challenges when you have a 5 is to ground yourself on this earth. Now, there are a few numbers in the soul contract system where it may feel like you're a little bit of an outsider and you don't really fit or belong here. Those energies are 5s, 10 1s and 8s. And it can feel a little challenging to really ground on this earth because you have a very naturally ethereal energy that's very connected to source. So while 5s are brilliant channels, they often feel a little ungrounded in this earthly reality. So your challenge is, if you have a 5, is to ground yourself. Another challenge that the 5s may have is that sometimes you can be really stuck in your mind, processing and analysing and trying to mentally solve a problem, rather than leaning back and letting spirit guide you. 5s are very connected channels, so it's all about leaning into that intuitive energy that is coming through you, where all the answers are. But 5s are a little stubborn, a little impulsive, and they will always try and fix it with their mind. So this is all about learning to let go of overthinking. Because the 5s are quite an ethereal energy, they can really struggle with oversensitivity. And it can be a little uncomfortable sometimes to be around other people's energies. And they can be very sensitive to the weather as well. So if you're someone who it's raining or it's cloudy or it's overcast and you feel that heaviness, that might be your 5 energy being like, oh my God, it's just too much. I can't deal with it and I don't know what to do with it. I'm very sensitive to the weather. So when it's not great weather, I can get a little bit low. And that's very common with the 5 energy. You can get a little bit of high and a little bit of lows in your day-to-day life. Now, one of the really great things about the 5 energy is that they are pioneers, they're innovators, they are creatives. Yet sometimes the problem is that they struggle to make their ideas manifest into reality. So as I said at the beginning, if you have lots of ideas that you want to make happen, but it's really hard to make them happen, then it's this floaty, ungrounded 5 energy that just needs tethering down to the earth to make it more manifest out of the abstract and into the reality. So something that 5s do struggle with, and this is a very real thing, is that they are here to learn to assert themselves and come into an Aries energy. And Aries energy is about this kind of like strength and this assertion. And so occasionally we can manifest situations that are a little bit abusive. And that is a very broad spectrum of what that abuse could look like. It could be a really difficult boss. It could be a parent. It could be a childhood friend. And we are here to learn to stand up for ourselves and assert ourselves and to speak our truth out into the world. Because the truth for 5s is so important. The truth is everything, and we really feel the need to speak it up, but we also have a great fear of speaking it. And if you do have the 5 energy, this fear often comes from past life persecution. So when you have 5s coming into your soul contract, you have had a lot of past lives, and you are here to clear the programming and the memories and anything you have carried over from those past lives. So it's a very healing and clearing lifetime, which is sometimes good news for people and sometimes not. So the lovely thing about 5s is as they are here to speak their truth, this is really coming from the throat chakra and asserting themselves, speaking up for what they believe in, they can be really fantastic creatives, especially writing and speaking, and they have lovely teaching energies. 5 is a very beautiful teaching energy, and if you have a 12-3 as well, those two combined are very much about sharing your gifts with the world, sharing your deep soul wisdom, your knowledge, your experiences. And if you have 5s, I have no doubt you have many experiences that if you share them, other people can really benefit from. So as I said at the beginning, there is one thing that I think is really, really powerful when you have the 5 energy, and this is to practice using your voice. And if you start to practice using your voice and speaking up and writing your thoughts and your feelings down, it makes things a lot more tangible and a lot more real, because remember, 5s are always coming out of the floaty, ungrounded, abstract and bringing things into reality and manifestation. And when you speak things, you're sending that vibration out into the universe. When you write things, you're doing the same thing. So this is all about using your voice and practicing using your voice to say what you mean and to write how you're feeling, to really ground yourself to the earth. So I really hope that helped give you a deeper understanding of this 5 energy. And if you want to check out more videos like this, then I speak a lot about spiritual guidance and emotional healing, the other soul contract energies, and anything that can support you in becoming your most authentic self. So stay in touch, and until next time, I wish you a very beautiful rest of your day.